y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. Welcome back, welcome into my channel. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you will not miss a beat. You will get all of the updates, the weekly galactic gossip, and all the different transits and everything else that I will upload. If you are in fact a returning person to my channel, welcome back. I hope everyone had a wonderful week last week. We are in the home stretch of March and we are already embarking on April. So this year is going really, really, really fast already. Like it's already 4 months in. So, or almost 4 months in. So without further ado, I'm not going to hold y'all on because we are going to wrap up the remainder of March in this reading because the last week of March kind of breaks up in half. So we're just going to wrap it all the way up to the 31st. Or is it 30th? No, 31st. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So first and foremost, let's get these announcements out the way. We have the Celestial City that is still open and always open for new members to come in, to get your Reiki, get your readings every month. You also get documents and information. We have free books that comes in about, different astrology topics, also some psychology stuff. We have a book, free book share kind of thing that happens every month or every other month. Okay, now also we have Reiki that happens on the full moon. And we have a new moon candle ceremony where we set our intentions together and I take a look at your chart and see what intentions are best aligned with your current timing. That in its own is a great value to have, right? So that is the Celestial City. And we also still have the March readings available for $10.10. So you can go ahead to my website and pick out that. Also, the year ahead readings are available for $16.99. And so it gives you the entire year ahead of 2022 of what is to come for you. You can buy one, you can buy all. And so they are all on my website. Also, we have the freshly launched Chiron Candles. So if you are looking to purchase a Reiki infused candle, go ahead and hit that description box below and you can find your way over to my website and purchase you a candle. As of right now, the root chakra candles are sold out. I am looking to restock them at some point in April, but I will keep you all updated on that news and topic. The last thing before we get into this energy, the last bit of energy is, I'm just now freshly back from family vacation. So that went really well. We went to the water, which is, kind of ideal for Pisces season, to end out Pisces season. We went to the beach and took the kids. We have four. So we took them to see the aquarium. That we went to Moody Gardens, basically, if you are familiar with Texas at all. Moody Gardens is where we went, and they got to see the rainforest, all kinds of different animals. It was really exciting. I have never been to Moody Gardens, so it was a first time experience for everyone there. For all of us, all six of us. So that was really really good, a good experience. We got an Airbnb and the home was really nice, really well decorated, felt comfortable. It was well accommodating, and the owners, if you had like any problem or any issue that came up, they were like on it quickly. Like we really enjoyed our stay there. So yeah, it was really great. But anywho, so that's just kind of like a wrap up. I will probably share a reel or some kind of video of our vacation here on my channel. So just stay tuned for that to see the spring break wrap up and all those good things. Also, we just finished up Pisces season for my family, and I have two Pisces, my partner and my bonus baby, the oldest girl. They're both Pisces, so we had a birthday party for them. So I will probably do or share a reel about that party and all that kind of stuff, so y'all can see the inside to Gemini Jazz's real life. Okay, so anywho, now that should wrap up my announcements. Now we're going to cover the energy for the rest of March. So this is going to go over from March the 20th all the way through, let's just say April 2nd. But I'll probably be here before April 2nd. So just say the end of March, March 31st. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the fourth and the fifth week. So starting off, by the time that you receive this video, we're already going to be at the very start of Aries season. So this is the spring equinox. So happy solar return to all of you. Wonderful Aries people. I have an Aries moon. So the sun is going to be transiting through my 12th house over my moon. That ought to be fun, right? So keep that up. Keep that up in mind, because Aries season is going to be kicking up a lot of newness, right? So it's the spring equinox. And so that's when you start seeing things bloom, and the seeds that you've previously planted during the winter and during the harvest season, you start to see things come up and manifest during this time. And so it's a lot of newness. And Aries is about initiating stuff. It's about, taking on that leadership role. So it's officially here. Aries season is officially here. And so the spring equinox is here. And this also indicates the new astrological year. So, the energy is shifting to encourage us to be more innovative, taking on more initiative, more drive, and also, more confidence in everything that we do and everything that we pursue. So we are leaving the watery depths of Pisces season, and the season of the Ram is going to charge in, fully nourished, allowing our goals to kind of bud this season. We're going to start seeing things come up, like, oh, okay, I remember that seed I planted. You're going to start seeing little things come up. Okay, so now the sun represents our purpose, our focus, our goals, our vitality. And so when the sun is in the sign of Aries, it's exalted. So it's functioning at its most optimal ability. And, our ambitious nature is going to be ignited because of this Aries energy that we are all under. Now we can pursue and conquer anything that we set our minds out to achieve during this time. We just have to stay confident that we can actually obtain it. We have to keep that initiative going. We also have to tap into that Saturn energy, right? That's still lingering in Aquarius. And we have to be consistent, right? And also network, get out there and network. The sun is coming out. The weather is feeling good. So get out there and network, kind of, meet and mingle with your different people, right? The Aries mantra is also, is I am. And as the season progresses, not only are we celebrating the newness that's coming this season, that's going to be setting us off on a new astrological year, but we're also celebrating and applauding ourselves, right, for how far we have come, where we are. Now it's time for us to embark on a new phase. And the energy of Aries is, really helping us to begin new things. Now we start new projects, we make new connections, we embark on uncharted territory, we assert our willpower, we take risks, right? Because Aries is all about taking the risks, being our own leaders, and not being fearful of anything, right? So this is really great energy. Aries season is going to be full of quick, fast-paced opportunities, lots of energy. We get our vitality back, the sun comes out, and we start feeling alive yet again. Now, Mercury is going to make a conjunction to Jupiter in Pisces, and this happens on March the 21st. So brace yourself for good news today, right? Good news and bright ideas. Mercury is all about our mental capacities, our ideas, how we communicate, and Jupiter is the planet of abundance, luck, and opportunities, and also those happy feelings. So it's also, on another end, Jupiter is the bringer of truth. So along with these good vibes comes a chance of, us to discover wisdom that we have not yet attained. With this Mercury conjunction to Jupiter, we might get some information that we were not necessarily aware of. Mercury ushers in the communication that brings that new information that we need to the light. So you might have a conversation with someone, it's like, I wasn't aware of that. Or how you get those insights or those bits of inspiration That's all that Mercury energy, but now it's in this conjunction to Jupiter, and Jupiter expands anything it touches. So today we might have like a pleasant conversation, like I was saying, and it brings insight to a topic that's going to either shift our belief or completely shift our perspective of a situation. Now it's an ideal time to indulge in new cultural experiences, because Jupiter is also about that, different cultural experiences, backgrounds, and beliefs and whatnot. And so indulging into that, go out. It can be something that's mundane as just trying a new food, new cultural food that you haven't tried before. And then it just kind of completely shift your entire experience, where now you want to travel to that country and experience the entire culture of that country, something like that. So that's just a very mundane example, but also cultural experiences, learning something new from someone who has a different background than you. That's also very kind of conducive to this energy. And also Pisces, with Jupiter and Mercury both being in Pisces, it can possibly bring hidden things to the surface. Now this is where those unique philosophies can be birth, or they can be brought out into our awareness, where we don't really know about something, and now we are able to create a new philosophy or a new belief about a certain thing. So hidden things coming up, because that Pisces energy, Pisces is the ruler of the 12th house, and ruled by Neptune. So it's all about that hidden energy coming to the surface, something coming undone. So keep that in mind. Now, also on the 21st, we have Mars, which is in Aquarius, making a sextile to Chiron, which is in Aries. Now, y'all know I am House of Chiron, and Chiron is the wounded healer. We know the background history on Chiron, and all those good things. So with this Mars being in Aquarius, Mars is very action-based, right? And Aquarius is very innovative. So we're going to be finding innovative ways to actually achieve, or more so actively process that wounding that's surrounding our self-images, right? Because Chiron is in Aries, and wounded I amness, right? So we're going to be actively processing these things around our self-images, and how we perceive ourselves and how others perceive ourselves. So we become equally, curious, not only about our wounds, but also about our healing, as we take this approach. And it's more so a passionate approach, because that Mars energy is there, and it's helping us to get to the bottom of the pain. So on this day, we feel like we can do anything and nothing can hold us back, not even ourselves. It's kind of like that really ambitious and, inspirational kind of, energy. So we understand that the war is not with us, or really the war is not with others, it's more so within ourselves. And we actually are at war with ourselves when it comes to us deceiving ourselves, when it comes to us going against ourselves, with that Chiron energy, feeling shame and guilt and, all those things about who it is that we are and not accepting ourselves. That is how we are at war with ourselves. And this is going to give us that knowledge and the understanding that, hey, we must dig deep in order to see where it is that we're still holding on to that shame, that guilt, those wounds, right, about who it is that we are. Now Mars is in our chart, shows us how we go about doing things, how we initiate things, our ability to get something started. And alternatively, it also is about removing things, so we can remove what no longer resonates. So in this case, with the sextile to the wounded healer, we can act on eliminating those behaviors that have been created from past traumas and wounding, and doing so with confidence and with spirit. And then it just builds our confidence and it builds our spirit even more so. Okay, so now we have on the 22nd, Mars is going to be making that square to Uranus, which is in Taurus. Okay, and so the combination of Mars and Uranus is it's like, break me out of these shackles, right? That's kind of like the energy that you can get from that. Mars is like the warrior, it's the fighter. The Uranus is the liberator. It promotes freedom, and autonomy. So if any day we wanted to be liberated from any oppressive energy, situation, or even people, today will basically bring in the inspiration for us to do so for ourselves. Now, Mars provides us that ammunition, right? It provides us the tools, the armor that we need to blast through what's holding us back and what's keeping us oppressed and holding us and keeping us restricted, while Uranus is shaking things up so that way it can make way for new experiences. It can give us a new avenue on how to actually become free. Now, suppose, we are like looking for some type of stimulating or exhilarating adventure. In this case, Uranus is going to be assisting Mars with finding a way for us to have just that. Now, creative breakthroughs is also a possibility with this energy. Unique encounters with other people. You meet people who are different than you, who are unique, who are kind of quirky, right? So that's also a possibility that comes with this transit, as long as we are on that side of awareness that this is what's happening and it's happening for us. Now, without the necessary understanding of how this energy works, we also can, if we lack that awareness, we can tap into the more disruptive energy that comes with this transit. Now, we may be prone to outbursts and other reactive behaviors. And if we're not doing it, then we're on, excuse me, on the receiving end of that. So be careful. And all you risk takers, be very careful, because this is that risk taker kind of energy. Now, Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces happens on March 23rd. And so with Mercury making this conjunction to Neptune, this happens once a year. It's like a one-hit wonder kind of thing, but it brings us opportunities to dream big and to visualize our futures, to develop those creative ideas that we need, and even express ourselves from a more tender and compassionate space. Now, topics may circulate surrounding like spirituality, love and compassion. And so we might be involving ourselves in these types of conversations with other people, really expressing yourself and how you feel about a person. Now, Mercury and Neptune connecting is going to enhance our mental capacity. So this is really like encouraging us to sit in stillness, right? Neptune is about, isolation, and Pisces is, it's ruled by Neptune. So, isolation, introversion, sitting with yourself, going inward. So, it's encouraging stillness and meditation, mindfulness, possibly even, tap into your dreams, pay attention to your dreams around this time. And any other methods, that can come from the divine that's going to help us tap in and see things in a different way, or see what's hidden. We might experience hidden things coming to the surface, secrets, hidden agendas, even enemies, self-sabotaging behaviors, addictive personalities. Those are all Neptune and Pisces themes. So ultimately, we can work through whatever inner energies that are emerging, right? But we have to do so with compassion and the determination to heal. And also wanting the understanding of what is going on, right? The deep understanding of it, right? That's that Mercury energy. So alternatively, pay attention to miscommunications or, blatant deceitful tactics from others. That's also another end of this energy. But for the most part, we can really come up with some great creative ideas, and our intuition and our, psychic abilities could heighten or increase also. Now, moving on to the 24th, we have Mercury making a sextile to the North Node, which is in Taurus. Now, the moon's nodes, relate to the collective subconscious from past and future motivations. So Mercury linking with the nodes is emphasizing our intellectual pursuits towards unconscious stimuli, right? So where it is that we're trying to go, what it is that we're trying to do, what are our motivations, what new direction are we trying to develop? Now, developing ideas on how to acquire the future that we desire is kind of the theme. So we might be getting ideas on how we can go that way, or how can we develop this thing, or how can we, become this or whatnot. So today we connect with others to communicate these aspirations. So it's that community kind of, let's talk to others, let's be compassionate, let's share ideas. Also, let's get creative, Mercury and Pisces. Previously, we could have, gone through many lessons and blockages to develop the wisdom that we have today. Many of us have, and this is going to assist us in moving forward. Now that we have the experience, right? That's that South Node energy. We have that experience from previously lived practices and experiences. Our soul guides us with ease into where it is that we're going, because, resiliency. You do something wrong enough time, you finally get it right eventually, or you learn a part of that situation, helps you build that strength to carry on and get through the next test with much ease. So it's kind of like that vibe. And today we can expect some insight, some profound insight, maybe even a really deep conversation, some ideas coming into our awareness. We must use what we have right now to get to where we're going later. Basically, it's about being resourceful. All right, that Taurus energy is about your possessions, and it's about all of your possessions, not just material possessions, everything you possess. All right, now to wrap up this first week of or not the first week, the third week, fourth week of March, ending on March 26th. Mercury is in Pisces, and it's making a sextile to Pluto, which is in Capricorn. And so while Mercury is traveling through the murky waters of Pisces, a sextile to Pluto is going to bring out revelations and healing, transformation, regeneration, in our minds and whatnot, and maybe even in conversation, maybe even possibly traveling with someone or something of that nature. Now we can have those deep conversations, and it's going to provoke that thought and transformative ideas. Probing and prying is accepted today, as long as it's not done in a deceitful or controlling way. You have to probe and pry into the depths of what's not there, what's not seen, what's unknown, right? Because it allows us to uncover secrets that can typically just be found in the spiritual realm. Like, it's not information that's here in this 3D realm or the 5D realm. It's deeper than that. So if we probe and we pry and we ask questions and we allow the transformation and we keep our minds open, our intuition and our awareness is going to heighten, and we can see things differently. We can get information that's typically not there, right? So it's like receiving the divine information. We can utilize this energy to magnetize and attract anything that we can dream up. Now, our minds are influential on their own, just naturally, like they're very powerful. And so with Pluto being there, it adds more by providing a dynamic ability to see through the veils, right? With Mercury and Pisces, you might not necessarily be seeing things clearly. You might not be processing things, as quickly and swiftly as we normally would. But with that Pluto making that sextile, it's going to help us see through it, because it's like dissolving the veils. It's dissolving those rose-colored lenses and giving us that 2020 vision. Okay. So now that is the week 4 for March. Now wrapping up week 5, right? We have, this starts on March 27th all the way through, just say March 31st or April 2nd, however. Okay, so we have our Mercury. It's been, traveling through Pisces, and now it's entering into Aries. And this starts on March 27th. And so as Mercury moves, into this quick acting sign of Aries, the way that we communicate and our thoughts are going to speed up. We also take on like this quick pace kind of flavor to the energy. Mercury and Aries sometimes process information so quickly that it's like you are processing the thought, but your words can't catch up to what you want to say. So it's kind of like you make decisions so quick that it's impulsive or it's reactive, right? We can make decisions quicker and with more direct approaches, with that Mercury and Aries energy. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's very beneficial, and our minds are going to be, filled with inspiration, being inspired to do something or start something. And we embrace that confidence, that mental confidence that's necessary to act on, the brilliance that we have come up with. All right. So over the next couple of weeks, this one's going to be very short. March 27th through, I believe, April 10th. And so it's kind of like just a 2-week transit, when typically Mercury goes through a sign for 3 weeks. So this is really quick, just like Aries energy is very quick, period. So, over the next couple of weeks, anything left undone or any decision that you have not made will find itself finalized or initiated, right? Mercury's transit through that warrior sign of Aries can cause our words to come off kind of reckless also. So make sure that when you are speaking your truth, because, Mercury is about communication, and, Aries is about cutting through the bull. So make sure that you're not necessarily coming off reckless, unless you're necessarily supposed to come off reckless. That's a whole nother story. But especially since we aren't fully thinking things through before we actually act on it or say anything about it, I would just advise everyone to rethink what you say. Take your time. You don't have to respond so quickly. You can ask, hey, let me just think on that, and I'll give you an answer, shortly. Let me process that. Give yourself time to process whatever information is coming up, because if you respond quick, which is very Mercury and Aries energy, it might not come out with what you want to say or what you want to do. Okay, now we have Venus making this conjunction to Saturn in Aquarius, and this happens on March the 28th. And so Venus attempts to, let me put this in a story form. Okay, so Venus, with this conjunction to Saturn, right? They're both together. Venus like comes up, to Big Daddy Saturn and trying to convince Big Daddy Saturn to give her what she wants, give me what I desire. And still, Saturn is like, I require you to learn these lessons, tackle these few tasks before, I give you anything. You need to gain some discipline in a few areas before I can give you any grace, right? That's kind of like Saturn's response to Venus. And then, considering that Saturn rules time, and it can be a bit oppressive when it comes to how the timing of things manifests, right? And so, but the blessing about Saturn is that it always provides long life gifts whenever it does cashes out. And so, Venus is a value in the receptivity. Therefore, this transit is allowing us to value the possessions that we have worked for more than those shiny things that was just given to us without any value or any effort or any sentiments, right? Things that we actually work for, we find that we value it more because we've actually put in the grit to get it. All right. Saturn wants us to manage our resources, manage what we have, manage all those things, and determine if what we have is actually of value to us, or is it just being held on for traditional purposes or greed because it's ours, because we want it. All right, doesn't even resonate with who it is that we are. So this day might bring like feelings of like restriction. Especially when receiving what it is that we desire, or values, right, or relationships as Venus. So even when it comes to, we might feel restricted with even connecting with who we want, right? We might want to be with a partner or whatnot, and we just can't. So allow the heart to grow fonder with time and distance, and see if it's supposed to be something long lasting, right? Because sometimes some things just aren't supposed to work, and it's something that we want and something we desire, but it's not something that we need or someone that we need, right? So some relationships will be put to the Saturn's test of time, leading us to understand karmic situations that need to develop wisdom before anything else, okay? Now, last but not least, on March 31st, to wrap up this month, we have Venus in Aquarius making a square to the North Node that is in Taurus. And this is a kind of problematic aspect, I guess, with Venus in the North Node, because it can make us indulgent, and it can lack the zest to go after what it is that we desire for ourselves, right? We could tend to want things easy simply because the acquisition of that thing seems to be too difficult. So we become lazy in a sense. Now, it could also promote some challenges with acquiring our motivations and the things that we want. Taking the easy route or not taking any action at all, really, towards, our motivation or the things that we want, can cause difficulty in understanding our needs, our sense of comfort, and our emotions. Now, Venus is commonly known for, governing love, beauty, and money, and, possessions. And the North Node is currently in Taurus, which is a ruling sign of Venus. So this energy, the essence of this energy is potent, right? So we choose here and now to either stay where we are comfortable, which is that South Node, or we shift towards the unknown, which is the North Node. Now, the South Node is satisfied because it's familiar, it's comfortable, it knows where it's at, it knows how to navigate through this area. Now, in contrast, the North Node provides the most growth because it does not know anything about where it's going, right? And it comes with lessons, it comes with experiences, and it comes with getting things wrong a couple of times before you get it right. So collectively, we can choose to band together to forge forward into new terrain, or we can choose to stay where we've been and repeat the same cycles over and over. Right. And so that's what this day is going to bring. It's like, hey, are we going to do something different to get something that we want? Or are we going to just stay where we are and be complacent? Yep. So that's that. So that will wrap up the entire month, the rest of the month of March. And I will probably come in here and do another video for something, but next week, the April readings, the April forecast will start posting on my website for $10.10. So you can get your month ahead, and you can buy one, you can buy three, you can buy all, but if you buy three, you might as well join the membership, because then you'll get all 12 for the price of you just buying three. Just throwing it out there. So that is that, and all those wonderful things. And I will keep y'all updated on when the candles, the root chakra candles restock. And then we also have some of the other candles are still available. Some of them are kind of getting low in stock. So just go ahead and hit that description box and get all that information and find your way over to my website. I hope y'all have a wonderful month of March. The rest of March, we have a good 11 days or so, 11, 12 days. So goodbye. Enjoy your time.